All right, we're up and running. Welcome. Post-race press conference on a Sunday after what's been a really cool SuperSprint. Great to see some different winners today again. And Jack LeBrock checking in for a race win. Nice work. Armour Pole Award and a podium today for Andre. So great work, Andre. And Todd Hazelwood on the podium as well. His first solo podium today, which was wicked for Brad Jones Racing. Let's start with today's winner. Jack, that was a really, really cool race result. Through everything that you've been through to get to this point, it must be hugely gratifying. What's the one feeling now that's starting to kick in a few minutes later?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually not really kicked in yet, but it's just, I know. It's unreal. It's an awesome feeling. I'm over the moon for everyone and just the team for giving me this opportunity. We're only a few rounds into the year, so it's pretty cool and just learning so much from them. And I think those boys did an awesome job in pit lane and probably got us up the front and almost won it, or probably won us the race today. So it's pretty cool.
I'm going to take some questions from the journalists, guys, that text me questions for you guys, and then we'll open up some fan questions on Facebook at the end. So if you're new to this is how this is going to work. I'll go for Andrew Van Leeuwen here because it's straight into one for Jack. So from motorsport.com. This must feel a world away. This is in Andrew's words, a world away from where you were last year at Techno. Did the last 2 years hurt your confidence at all, Jack? And has this reversed that?
I suppose after the year we had last year, your confidence always takes a knock. But look, I knew we were in struggle street last year, but these guys have given me the opportunity to show what we can do in a race car, and giving us an awesome set of wheels to do that with. But just learning a lot from them. Just very, I suppose they're very good at building my confidence up, and they've done an awesome job of that over the past 6 months already to start the year. And you're only 3 rounds in, so I've got a lot to learn with how to drive this car correctly. But loving every moment, and they're doing a really good job of helping me get up to speed.
Bye. I saw Richard Craill tweet earlier today that all the Tickford cars had a shot at running at the front. Was this a tactic that you guys talked about?
We the start of the weekend, we were always going to write Saturday off with hard tyres. That was always our plan, to sort of give us a better opportunity at a better Sunday. And the plan wasn't actually to put all the eggs in one basket for one race today, but we had a bit of a bump and bit of mischief at the start of race 2 this morning. So we decided to just put another set of hards on it and press on from there, and ended up working out all right. So pretty happy.
Andre, great day for you. Well done, mate, on the Ford Mustang, getting up on the podium. Was the pole position just as sweet, or maybe even sweeter than taking that podium today?
I think obviously the podium's a very good thing because I would have put the whole race together. But obviously pole I think was sort of one of the best things. We had some great guys that are on sort of softs as well, so to have this car speed to be in front of them was really good, and the car speed in that race was amazing. But good work to Jack's crew. They just outdid us by a lot in the pits, and our guys did our best. But obviously we still have some work to go. We got a young crew. We've got people checking out. So overall, very happy for our crew. This is a long way from where we were the last few rounds. So really good confidence going forward, and I think it can only help us with our preparation.
Hey, Andre, this comes from Craig Revel, Inside Supercars. How important is it for all of the Victorian-based teams to do as many races while everyone's away at the moment? How important it is to get as much racing done now?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of everything. You don't want to overwork the guys. They need 5-6 days between the rounds to sort of get prepared. So you've got to also have a bit of fun in there as well. You've got to go fishing, do that sort of stuff. So, you can't that out, but make it seem like worthwhile, not just sitting on a beach somewhere or.
Hey, Todd, just following on from what Craig asked as well, there's so much racing in such a short time, does it change your approach, the way that you drive the car? Are you worried about damage that you might not have a chance to fix?
Oh, look, for me, I think, you just got to take every opportunity that you got at the moment. We don't know, how the year's going to plan out. Obviously, we've got rounds put in place at the moment, but as we've seen, it changes day by day at the moment. So we're just grateful that we're in a position that we are racing at the moment. Thankful for the sacrifices and, kind of getting back to that point too. It's actually great to see, the guys at Tickford and Kelly's, up on the podium today because, these guys have all been doing it tremendously tough in the last couple of weeks. And, I could only imagine how hard it's been on all the crew, knowing myself just relocating. And I've only got a sister in Melbourne, so let alone leaving a whole family. So, just grateful to be racing at the moment more than anything else.
Hey, Todd, just on the family, this one's from Darren Mandy at velocitymagazine.com.au. You were pretty emotional after that one. What was it like today to have such a good result, your first podium, and not have the family around? Because they're always there for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. My parents are actually in Uluru at the moment, so they're watching this from there. They plan to be traveling up to Darwin this time of the year, but obviously not going to make it. So, it's weird. You know, normally I'd have the whole family with me. It was actually the first time my mum missed a race meeting since 2005 in go-karts. So it's been a long time since I haven't had, at least one part of my family alongside me. So it is a little bit weird, to be honest. But yeah, I'm sure they're riding the emotions with me. And I think, we all, like all of us drivers, we wear our heart on our sleeves to be in this industry, and a lot of sacrifice and effort goes into what we do. And when you get that moment and that particularly a breakthrough moment, it's very sweet and very special. And I'm just so fortunate I was given an opportunity this year to do what we're doing. And I was kind of riding a wave of emotions. I was super frustrated this morning because we knew we had good tyres after sacrificing yesterday's result. We had a fast car, and Nick showed that, but we had an issue in quali. We had a vibration issue, which cost us badly. Well, probably not as much in Q2, but particularly Q1, we didn't even get a lap. So I knew the car was fast, but we had a lot of work to do and a few fast guys in front of us. So I'm pretty thankful that I'm just on the top 3 today. It's pretty cool. And
finally, that move on Dave in the last lap. Talk us through that one.
Look, it was just looking for a hole and hoping it would stick, to be honest. I just threw it in there and was hoping for the best. I got a little sniff. Coming out of turn 5 there, I was putting a pressure on Dave to either have a crack at Andre or, have a crack at him himself. And, yeah, he did had a bit of a look at Andre, which compromised him at the exit of 6 and just got enough of a run out of 7. I think we're all pretty we're all hurting on tyres at that point of the race. So we're slipping and sliding everywhere, and I just threw it in at Corporate Hill, and it was just enough to squeeze past. And pretty thankful to pull the move off. And hey, who knows what could have happened with an extra couple of laps? It would have been on, I reckon.
Well done, mate. This one's from Simon Chapman from speedcafe.com. I'll throw this one to you, Jack, get you back in the game. The mixed tyre rule. Obviously, there's a little bit of a sacrifice that you have to make throughout the weekend. Are you willing to take that sacrifice if it means having the chance to score race wins and podiums?
Look, it's a very different way of racing, but I think it spiced it up. I think it's proved this weekend. Myself and Todd, I'm pretty sure Andre's been on the podium before, but for myself and Todd, it's pretty exciting. It's one of those pretty cool feelings to even be racing here. It's an absolute privilege, but to get the chance to get up on the podium is pretty cool. So, I suppose from that end, it spices it up. And for us, I think we ended up 6 overall on points for the weekend. So I think we managed our tyres and everything pretty well. But, look, it's a tough one, but I think it's cool. It spices it up, throws another couple of curveballs in there, and, definitely enjoyed it.
Hey, Andre, this one comes from Andrew Van Leeuwen. It's an interesting question, actually. Given the fact that some of the usual suspects at the front of the field have to sacrifice and maybe take a race down the back, does that take any of the shine off it for you when you get it?
What was that last word, sorry?
Does it take any of the shine off getting a good result when some of the typical guys at the front are maybe taking a fall on bad tyres?
Yeah, yes and no, I guess, because, at the end of the day, everyone has the equal opportunity coming into the weekend. So, to grab a race win, for sure, it might be easier if you come out with strategy and stuff, but I guess it just puts more emphasis on, keeping calm throughout the weekend, picking when you guys get up that can maintain, like on the hard and soft and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, sure, it's probably doesn't have that gold and glisten to it if me and LeBrock and Hazelwood are battling out with McGowan and all those guys at the front. But, we had a better strategy that got us faster in that race, and we did a better job in that race, and that's just how it was. So I don't think it takes the shine necessarily away from it. Jack's still got a win on his board, and we've still got Podium. So,
how do you feel about that, Jack? A win is a win. Doesn't matter how you get them.
Yeah, that's right. And I think I'm going to take it for sure. So I'll claim it, and hopefully we can continue on and get a couple more under our belt.
This one's from Connor O'Brien. Andre, after a great quali and first stint, was there a sense of disappointment to miss out on that win today? We kind of covered that one a little bit earlier. Does it feel like it's one that got away today?
Yeah, for sure. I think when they're leading the race and the car's as fast as it was, to not win that race was fairly disappointing. But we got to look at one thing at a time. We don't want to truck away race wins, and unfortunately, that one went up bigging. But you got to look at the big picture of how far we've come this weekend, and now we're sort of half in the game. So that's the main thing going forward, and we'll just concentrate, work on the cars. We've still got an amount of work to do to make the cars fast. We're still a step behind and all that sort of stuff. So if we can really work hard, do that sort of stuff, I'm sure the opportunity presents itself again, and it'll be all right.
I think that covers what Simon Chapman was going to ask as well about how encouraging it is to have that speed there already. So I'll move on to another one here from Connor. Congrats to Jack. What does it mean to you to deliver Tickford's first win of the year?
I suppose it's pretty cool. Any time we can do that. And Tickford's had a pretty good start to the year with Cam and Lee wrapping up a few podiums between them. So, it's cool to join those fellas up there and for me to get my first fight away. So, the guys do an awesome job. I think we went into the weekend trying a few different things, and I think we found a little bit more car speed as the weekend went on. So that's cool. I'm just looking forward to getting a few more rounds under our belt, and hopefully add to that tally for the boys and girls.
Last one from Craig Ravel. How does it feel to be sharing the success with other first-time podium winners? I'll throw that one to you, Todd, because it's a funny one. Your first podium, but you didn't even get to stand on the podium.
Yeah, it was a little bit anticlimax, to be honest. I saw that bottle of champagne and thought, geez, I'd love to pop it right now. No, I know the team at BJR, we'll celebrate this moment for sure. For us, it was a bit of a breakthrough weekend. Obviously, Nick getting a second win and both MJ and Jack Smith also getting their first top 10 finishes. So for us as a team, we'll go back to Ullery and certainly celebrate and make the most of this pretty awesome weekend.
All right, I'll take a couple of Facebook questions here while we're at it. This one's a good one from Cameron Boyle. Jack, you moved from Victoria to Queensland and back down to Victoria again. How hard has that process and that journey been, and does that make it any sweeter today to get to the top of the podium, virtual podium?
Look, I suppose it's all part of life. We're all stoked to be given the opportunity as one of the 24 drivers at the moment to be in the main game, so you'd move anywhere in the world for it if you could. So, look, I love Melbourne. All my family's there, so it's while we're back down there, and it's great to be close to the team at Tickford. So, don't mind Gold Coast. It's good in the winter, but Melbourne's the place to be.
Hey, I heard from Todd about the family aspect, but you've got a really close-knit family too. What was it like having them there today? That one's to you, Jack.
What's that, sorry?
What was it like not having your family there today? I asked Todd earlier, but you've got a very close-knit family too.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Look, it's very weird. And I suppose the weirdest part is that we're not going to be able to go home and see everyone back in Melbourne, and I don't know how long it's going to be until we actually get back there to see them all. So, it's a very virtual world, I suppose, at the moment. We've learned that over the past 3 or 4 months. So, I'm sure we'll find a way to celebrate and might have a Zoom beer or something like that to celebrate that way.
All right, last one from Mitchell Lark off Facebook. Getting ready for Darwin, do you try to plan for 6 races or 1 event and then reevaluate for the second event of the double header? So a strange one. I'll go to you on Andre for this one, because Kelly Racing typically go pretty good up there. So how are you guys planning for Darwin, and the fact that it's a double header, does that change any of the planning?
Really, I think you just got to get the race as it I don't know particularly how our cars will go there. We're still sort of finding the wind, but gone good there. So hoping that we can go there and carry on the pace. And apart from that, obviously you're driving a little bit like you never have a big crash or anything. That's more important there, because if you crash, you pretty much look for the next round, which is the weekend. So a little bit of preservation there, but it doesn't too much.
Todd, your thoughts heading to Darwin?
Yeah, look, Darwin's going to be interesting for us. I think, historically, looking at the history of BJR, there hasn't been their strongest round the last 2 years. But I think we've been making some great grounds behind the scenes, and both Nick and I in particular working together really well, and we've been able to move the car forward in a short space of time. So obviously we've been really strong at the last, obviously being here in Sydney the last 2 rounds, and we've been able to capitalise and get some good points. But we're looking forward to going to a new track now, seeing if the changes that we've made to the car are consistently moving forward. And, we're certainly hoping that's the case. Darwin's a track I really love. We had a pretty solid round there last year. And obviously then going to Townsville, that's one of my favourite circuits. So, really looking forward to getting up north and going racing.
Jack, was one of your wild cards in Darwin when you were at Matt White?
Yes, 2017. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So always been a happy place for you then, one of your first tracks that you got to race at?
Yeah, I actually love Darwin. It's actually one of my favourite events on the calendar. It's the whole atmosphere and everything like that. Might be a little bit different this year, unfortunately, but I just love heading up there. It's an awesome time of year to be in Darwin, get some sun. The track's pretty cool. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting to see what the deal is with the tyres up there and how it's going to play out. I know probably, I suppose, a less big track.
I'd be amazed if anyone wins all 3 races in a weekend after what we've seen this weekend. Guys, thank you. Thanks to everyone on Facebook and thanks to the journos. That wraps up what's been a huge double header in Sydney. We'll go to Darwin now. Best of luck, boys. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Chad.
much. Thank you.
Thanks.